It's just so bad. Today I saw Sharknado 2, the second one. I'm not just saying that word, that's literally what it's called. Sharknado 2, the second one. And the third one's called Sharknado 3, oh hell no. And so on with the terrible titles, because right now there's 4 movies in the series, and there's even going to be a 5th one. And that's not even including the documentaries they've made about the making of Sharknado. Sharknado. Why did I even watch this? I hated the first Sharknado. It's one of the worst movies I've ever seen. Right next to AI and Ice Age Continental Drift. There's a reason that I wanted to see this one. Let me go get something. It's so stupid. Where the hell is it? Oh. This thing right here. An ad for Sharknado 2, the second one, a little triangle stand thing that they had in Subway restaurants when the movie was going to premiere on Sci-Fi. But so what? It's just a little triangle ad thing. Who cares? I'm actually a really big fan of Subway. I think it's like my favorite restaurant. This is so weird now. But on the other side of this ad, yep. Watch Jared the Subway guy in Sharknado 2. So, now that's funny for different reasons. At the time it was funny because it's like, Jared the Subway guy in Sharknado, that's weird. Now it's just funny because it's terrible, because he's a terrible person. And that's why I still have this, is because it's such a weird thing. It's like if you had a PSA VHS tape of like Bill Cosby telling kids to be safe and don't talk to strangers and stuff. That's the kind of ironic antique that you want to keep safe because it's going to be valuable one day. But he was actually only in the movie for like a couple of seconds. Like you couldn't even tell. It was a huge Subway product placement. Which if I was Subway, I would not want my brand in this movie because it's so bad. It's better than the first one though, and that's probably because of the cameos. Now, if I was Matt Lauer or Michael Strahan or Richard Kind, I wouldn't want to be in a movie like this. But because they were in it, those few seconds that each of those people were in the movie were actually kind of okay because they know what they're doing. The script was still terrible, so they were reading ridiculous lines, but at least they were performing them okay, which is more than I can say for most of the people in this movie. Some of the cameos were just weird, like Will Wheaton was just sitting on the plane, not doing anything, and then he gets eaten by a shark. And they barely show him. The weirdest one was probably Jared, the Subway guy. I keep calling him Jared, the Subway guy. I should be calling him Jared, the pedophile. So yeah, it wasn't worth watching the movie just for the shock value of Jared Fogle being in it. Especially since he was only in it for a couple of seconds. This should be a PSA. Don't ever watch any Sharknado movie. Ever. It's not so bad it's good. It's just bad. I would rather watch Birdemic Shock and Terror. I've never seen it, but that at least looks like the acting is so bad that it's enjoyable. The acting in the Sharknado movies is just flat. It's just so weird and bland that even after the credits, there was just a shot of the main character Finn just eating pizza for like a couple of seconds. And that was it. That was the after credit scene, was just the main character eating pizza for a couple of seconds. There was no point to it. Except for that earlier in the movie he was like, oh boy, I really want a slice of New York pizza. And then after all the Sharknado things, after the credits, he's like, finally got my pizza. But he doesn't even say that. It's just him eating pizza. It's so dumb. Shit, I didn't even think of what I'm going to rate this movie because all I was thinking was it's just bad. But probably better than... I think I'm just going to give it half a point more than what I gave Sharknado. So let me see what I gave that real quick. Oh man, I just gave it a 1. I'll give this one a 2. Sharknado 1, I gave a 1. Sharknado 2, I gave it 2. Sharknado 3, I'd probably also give it 2, because it's probably also garbage. I'm not going to watch any more Sharknado movies. I know Jared's also supposed to be in the third one. I don't care. This was just stupid. This was a waste of my time. Oh, boy. So yeah, don't ever watch any Sharknado movies. And tomorrow I might see Trolls, I guess, something. Maybe if I go to the movie theater. Okay,